Boom, we're live.
Hey there, partners.
Talk to him.
Hey guys, hopefully you're having an amazing day today. It's Sunday, November 5th, which means it's a Sabbath, which means don't scan today. Take a day off.
Unless you're really poor.
Unless you're really poor. Then you don't get a Sabbath.
You might need to put some work in. You want to hold that real quick?
Yeah, I got you.
So this live's going to be about Miami Sellers Conference and just in general, how to sell on Amazon. You guys don't know who I am? Romer the Roamer. Lived in my car a few years ago. And
Taylor Jones official.
my claim to fame is I've sold about $4 million on Amazon and about $3 million of that's used books. About 500,000 is chlorine and probably 300,000. So I don't know why it's forcing us to be vertical.
Yeah. So we're here to answer your guys' questions about Amazon, travel, really anything.
Yeah. So Taylor, have you done $1 million in sales yet this year?
I'm at 1.2 or 3, 1.25.
1.2 million in sales, pretty healthy profit margin. So any questions you guys have about wholesale, Taylor's got you there. And he also started retail arbitrage years ago. So he hated his sales job.
Yeah.
And he just started going to Walmart's, buying products, flipping them on Amazon.
Yeah, I would work my day job for 8 hours. At 5 p.m. I'd go to Walmart. Actually, I'd have dinner, and then 6 to like 11 p.m. I'd literally just go to Walmart, all the Walmarts, TJ Maxx, and just scan. And some days I'd get, a few $100 of stuff. Other days it'd be like $800-900, and just 3 months into that, quit, went full time.
Yep. And then the year after that, we moved to Miami together. I saw he was a wrestler. Saw him on TikTok.
Whooped his ass on the beach.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna beat your ass. He came to Miami. I beat his ass on the beach. And then about a month after, we're like, dude, let's do a conference together. Because he just came back from Grant Cardone's 10X conference. And we did our first Miami Sellers conference. We had about 60 to 80 people show up. 60-ish?
Yeah, I think we sold like 40 tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dirt cheap. It was $200 back in the day. Now it's like almost $1,000 to attend the event. But if you guys get tickets now, they're only $500. So go to MiamiSellersConference.com. And last year we had 160 people show up. We have the biggest Amazon sellers in the space on social media show up. And so it's always a really fun event. So
and it's just a good vibe. Like, I think the biggest thing that makes our event different than others is it doesn't feel like this corporate sort of, shake hands, awkward networking.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you show up, even the day before, like, it's just vibes of excitement. You got people that a lot of people already know each other. It's very, very friendly, vibe, and everyone's trying to go to the next level. And I feel like people feel it. It's not like this boring,
It's Miami, so it's a lot of fun. You go out, you have drinks. It's kind of like, I feel like it's a giant family reunion at the same time, because you have the $1 million sellers get so excited for it. Like, I had my friend the other day, he probably does like $100K a month in profit, and he's hitting me up and he's like, dude, I can't wait for Miami Sellers Conference. I'm getting in shape, I'm working out. People come, they flex their Lambos. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna flex my Toyota RAV4. But people come through, and they want to show the work that they put in over the last year, and really network with the community and build relationships.
And that doesn't mean that if you're not doing 100K in profit that you shouldn't be there. I mean, guys, the first 2 years that we hosted it, I wasn't even making 100K, and I was speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people in the room that haven't even started yet. They're brand new, and they're just looking for inspiration. They're looking for ideas. So it's really for everyone. It's an entire community, and there's some strategy, but also there's a lot of stories. It's about people sharing how they went from where they were 3-4 years ago when they were getting started to where they are now.
Yeah. And it really breaks limiting beliefs, being around people who have the results that you want. So when you meet, if you're 22 years old, if you meet another 22-year-old kid who's doing $250,000, you're like, if this dumbass can do it, I can do it too. Your competitive drive kicks in. If you're a 46-year-old lady and your excuse has always been, I'm not tech savvy, and you meet a 55-year-old lady who's crushing it, doing 100K a month, you're like, okay. It just breaks down limiting beliefs that way.
Yeah. Katie, e-commerce. Hey, Kate. How are ya?
Kate's in here. Kate, we should have you come on the live.
Hey, Kate, we're wishing you and your baby much love.
We got Deke saying, I'll be waiting there in my Lambo. Deke's doing 100K a month Nike shoes right now. I just interviewed him.
Nice.
On my channel.
Revenue?
No, revenue right now.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's going to be profit.
Nice.
That's how you know Taylor's putting up big numbers. He's like, revenue or profit? Any questions y'all have about Miami Sellers Conference or just in general about selling on Amazon?
We're selling on Amazon.
Cases. Thanks, guys. What do you think your biggest shift has been? Because the cool thing about Miami Sellers Conference is, like, if you look at our businesses, like, so much of our business is due to networking, the growth of it, you know? What do you think? Because selfishly, as the host, we get so much out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we make money from throwing the events now. The first year we didn't make money. Second year we barely made money. Third year we made a decent amount of money. But we get so much out of just the networking side.
Yeah. How do you begin even when I am in grad school? So, I mean, I guess it depends, like, what you're really think about what your goal is, and, like, if you're just trying to, like, make it a little bit of extra money, or if you're trying to go full time, I think that makes a big difference. But literally just download the Amazon seller app, make it a seller account, and there's a little button on the top right. You just go into a store and you can scan something. You can put in how much the item costs. It's going to tell you if it's profitable or not. Your first 100 scans, nothing might be profitable. But eventually, you're going to find brands and items and categories that there are a lot of profitable items. And the more things you scan, the better you're going to get at it.
Yeah.
And the more money you're going to find.
If you're in grad school, you have textbooks. I guarantee you can sell all your textbooks and your friends' textbooks and make a couple of thousand profit every semester. That's what I did. So if you go to starthumble.com, that's my completely free course. Shows you how to set up an Amazon account. Module 1 shows you completely how to sell books. Super simple. Send the books to Amazon FBA. You don't have to touch them. Amazon does all the prep work for you, and you get paid. So,
yeah.
But obviously you're a really smart guy if you're in grad school, so you'll figure out any business model you attempt. And so you can also do online arbitrage, which you never have to touch the product, get a prep center, buy the products online, have the prep center prep it for you.
If you really want to scale and you're willing to take on more risk, I think there's more risk involved with OA versus like books and even RA. Because with RA, you can literally buy stuff and see if it sells, and if it doesn't, you can literally take it back. If you do MF, Merchant Fulfilled.
It's starthumble.com, and that shows you the ropes. Books are a great way just to get started. It's impossible to lose money. If you put $1,000 in books, which you easily could at college, I would tell all your friends about it, have all of them bring you their books, list all of them. You'll easily do $3,000-4,000 in sales, and that'll teach you the ropes, see if you like the business or not. Retail arbitrage is what RA stands for. That's like the same concept, but you're going into stores like Walmart, scanning clearance items, scanning other items, seeing if they sell for more on Amazon.
Yeah. But we were asking me a question.
I was going to say, like,
difference?
I was going to ask you like two questions. Like, number one, what do you think has allowed you to make the leap to where you're at now in business? And number two, how is Miami Sellers Conference what do you get personally out of attending?
Yeah. I would say that I definitely get, like, I get to like stay connected with all of the people, and like, there's some people that I only see in the community that maybe like once or twice a year, and I get to see what they're doing different with their businesses. I get to reconnect with people that are doing more than me. Like, there's always someone there at the event that's selling more than me.
Yeah.
So
our DJ, shout out our DJ who's been there every year, Juan. His brother, he's like, hey, can my brother come up? He has a little Amazon business. Dude's doing $10 million a year. Shows up. So it's like a lot of times there's bigger attendees in the audience than the speakers we have.
Yeah. Yeah. What are your Scout IQ triggers set at to scan the books?
Okay, so what I do is I use the default triggers. They're great. I just raise the profit to about $4 unless the books are free. If the books are free, I'll keep the $2.50 minimum. But if I'm paying for the book, I want to make at least $4 profit. So those bottom 3 or 4 triggers I do raise the price on. If you go to starthumble.com, I think it's module 2 or 3, I do break down how to set up triggers and stuff like that. When will be the Miami 2024? So there's a link below if you guys want more information on speakers and stuff like that. That's MiamiSellersConference.com. It's linked below.
That's MiamiSellersConference.com.
MiamiSellersConference.com. And it shows all the speakers we're actually going to elaborate more on like the flow of it. I actually had, when we journeyed, I was thinking we should probably actually include our vision for the networking and like even make a video or add it to our current video where we're like, and then there's gonna be a breakout session, there's gonna be this and that, like really make it really hype.
Yeah.
Because I know we have our vision, but it's not necessarily communicated on the website yet.
Yeah.
But right now on the website, you can see the speakers. You can kind of get a feel for the energy, and that's going down March 15th through the 17th. 15th is going to be more of a networking day. 16th is going to be an event all day, and 17th as well. And then obviously at nighttime. Yeah, obviously, like 15th is Friday, so.
Oh yeah.
Not free networking. We'll probably won't do free networking this year since we're getting bigger and bigger. We'll just probably have it at the venue for the attendees. So, yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. So, any questions about Miami Sellers Conference or selling books on Amazon, wholesale, retail arbitrage, or online arbitrage?
Put the website again. I'm super excited. That's www.miamisellersconference.com.
And the reason why I'm so passionate about conferences, they made my business 100%, and they saved my ass so many times. And now almost all my friends are from meeting them in person. I didn't meet you at a conference, but I definitely built our friendship
He
through the
stalked me
conference.
on TikTok.
Yeah, he kept popping up on my TikTok. I'm like, I know I'm better at selling on Amazon than this guy, and I can beat him in wrestling. So like, come to Miami and let's settle this. Like, he's got me into Amazon sales right now.
Who's better now?
His brother beat me in a wrestling match the other day. But I've gotten so much out of it. Like, I used to go to these smaller events. Shout out Caleb Roth, the book flipper. They're called Turn the Page. And I met.
Yeah.
A lot of people think booksellers like aren't doing much, which kind of pisses me off. Like, I would meet booksellers doing $200K a month there.
Yeah.
And I would just be like, oh my God.
We're
having a bookseller come this year is doing $600K selling books.
I'm going to say something that, to answer your question, you said, what is the biggest thing that you've gotten out of this? Mm-hmm. And I would say that in order to go from, if you're making $5,000 a month and you want to go to $10,000, you're making $10,000, you want to go to $100,000 profit a month. There's a huge internal belief shift that needs to take place, and I would say that the conference allows over that 3 days for really intimate conversations with people. Maybe an hour, 2 hours, you could talk with one person. And what you come to realize is that the people that are doing maybe 2, 3, 4 times more than you, you're actually not too different, or not as, like, you're just as smart as they are.
Yeah.
And
the best is when you meet someone that you know you're smarter than, and they're doing like $500K a month in sales.
That was the biggest breakthrough for me. It's
Yeah.
like, holy shit, it allows for much longer conversations.
Yeah, and so many of my friends are from these conferences, and just meeting them in person, like even outside of Miami Sellers Conference, you guys should just message Amazon sellers, meet up with them, and really build a community for yourself. Like, I went hunting with one of my really good friends that I met at a bookselling conference years ago. Yeah. And he personally saved me in my Amazon business, like back in 2020. Yeah. So being able to network with people.
Thoughts on scaling using 0% APR credit cards? Capital is limited on how fast I want to scale. I think that's a great idea. Just make sure that you're super mindful of how long you get the 0%. Is it 12? Is it 18 months? So that, and you're paying that off in the last 2-3 months, so you're not getting smacked with interest. But I would also say, like, be careful. Like, make sure you have somewhat of a track record. Maybe
prove to yourself that you can already turn $1,000 into $2,000.
Yes.
Prove to yourself that.
If
if
you
don't have a few $1,000s cash to spend, what I recommend is just go to starthumble.com, watch all those videos, and literally start buying books, flipping them. Spend $5,000, $10,000 on used books, and you'll easily have 20, 30 grand in the bank if you sell all those books. And if you start just with OA, RA, you're only gonna have $1,000. If you put it on a credit card and the stuff you buy isn't good, now you're stuck with all this debt. Like, get prove the concept first. Once you prove a system where you can take money, spend it on inventory, sell that inventory for a profit, then and only then start leveraging credit cards.
Yeah, because if you get if you have decent credit, and let's say you got a 740 and you apply for a business credit card, they might give you 40 grand credit. And if you're like month one and you buy a bunch of terrible purchases that aren't selling and shit, like, you still have to pay that money back. So I would say 3 to 6 months, you know exactly what your profit is. You see that you have a good ROI. Once you have that, your next step is, how can I get as much money as possible in inventory?
Just because you see a big opportunity, you think it's amazing, don't trade the empire for a pot of gold. Don't screw your credit up. Don't get in debt just because you think there's a huge opportunity. Take it slow. Prove to yourself. Put the work in. Prove to yourself that you can turn $1 into $2, 1,000 into 2,000, and start rolling this capital. Feed the beast. Send more inventory to Amazon, and then and only then start start leveraging stuff like that. I feel like Dave Ramsey over here.
Then, and only then, should you be going to www.miamisellersconference.com. That's miamisellersconference.com, the best FBA e-commerce event of the year.
And for all my go-to lister users out there, we're going to be doing an awards ceremony for the people with the most sales in the room, the most growth. So if you have go-to lister, you'll be put in for the contest.
Don't miss it, guys. Don't miss it.
Waiting for 1 or 2 more questions, we'll get out of here. What does this do?
It enhances us.
Blush.
Oh, give us some blush.
You think our viewership will go up if we do this?
Oh,
We got 17 people in here.
let's get bubbles.
Any questions about Miami Sellers Conference, guys? Any doubts, fears,
Concerns
limiting beliefs?
before purchasing.
This is the cheapest price you can ever get it for. $500 for the 2-day event. If you guys want, you can splurge, get the after party. Highly recommend it. And it's less than $1,000 for the networking event of the year. We're likely gonna have Scott Needham there. At one point he was top 10 Amazon seller. Watch Me Amazon, one of my biggest inspirations in the game. He's doing $2 million a month. Doesn't have a big team. Barely works on his business. It's really systematized. We're gonna have Miles and Warner. They're both doing millions a year online arbitrage. And me, Taylor, Steve Rakin. We got a lot of other people too that I don't have on the website yet. Probably 10 plus more people that we're gonna have. Achape! You coming to Miami Sellers Conference?
Achape's there every year.
Yeah, Achape will be there. Come say what's up to Achape. He's a little shy, but once the alcohol gets flowing in him, he really opens up. All right, y'all. Happy Sunday, and hopefully we'll see you at Miami Sellers Conference. Peace.